Yeah. So, it looks like Hammered Out Live. Maybe? Is that what's going on?
No.
No? Fuck.
Why the hell are you in my house?
I don't know. I was brought here by the Eevees, I guess.
You sent me a video.
I did. I thought this would be helpful.
It's so helpful that I had to bludgeon my head with a Bible that's now bent and broken.
He was in pain.
Apparently the way that I process things is by slamming my head with a hardback Gideon Bible.
Why do you do that?
Because existence is pain.
Don't get philosophical on me.
Alright, well, if you're gonna be in my house, you're gonna have to hide behind a cartoon avatar like the rest of us, okay?
Alright, water elemental form turn on. Is that, I don't know how this works. Do I like animate in or something like that? What's the budget?
I've already animated you in, and please don't talk about me turning you on in an edited video. Alright, well, since you're already here, why don't you go ahead and announce the fan art before we get into the actual video we're dealing with?
And so, words and stuff. Hey, so it looks like right here we've got Kitty and a picture of the hammer thing that you did, thing. And also here's Spooky Boy Ray and Vosh and you giving each other a nice little romantic hug, it looks like. It's cute. And here's Jack and Quill. It looks like reconciling the difference between my avatar on my channel and the tiny ocean mythology of your channel. So I think it works. What do you think? Do you think it works? I think it works.
Hey, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Turns out to be a little bit more aggressive, you know, and always the rallying cry was, and with all these people, with women, with homosexuals, with transgenders, with blacks, with Hispanics, it was always defensive, right? It was always, what did it start out with the women? We just want equality. We just want the right to vote. Please just treat us the way you would anybody else. Oh, okay, sweetheart. You know what? You can make my schedules. You know what? You could take my phone calls. You could be my secretary. And you know what, sweetheart? You can vote.
So this is Nick Fuentes. What do you think, Suris? What's your first impression?
My first impression is I got misogyny within the first minute, and now I feel like I'm gonna have one hell of a day.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason I bludgeoned my head with a book.
That poor Bible.
And with the blacks. Oh, please, just let us... I don't think they ever call for this, but please let us come into your schools. Don't segregate us, please. We just want to be treated the same. We're fine. We're just like you.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the only reason you would be making this point is if you not so secretly think that they're not just like you. So what fundamentally is different between you and a black person? Because obviously we're at that stage of the conversation at now o'clock.
Right. It took what? Like, how long is this into the clip? We're like 20 seconds in.
And with the homosexuals and the transsexuals, please don't beat us up. We're fine. We just want to get married. It's all men and shmen and shmen and schwimmen.
I have never once heard the term schwimmen and shmen. Have you?
No, I mean, no, I haven't. But I mean, look who we're dealing with.
Yeah, he obviously seems really well educated on how trans issues works.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can tell he's speaking from an informed position. It's, yeah, there we go.
Where, you know, he, she's, we're all created equal. Please just be nice to him.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, can you give me a compelling argument as to why you wouldn't treat another human being?
If you notice, like, kind of what he's doing here, he's got, like, he's got this, like, aloof sort of approach to discussing this issue, but at the same time, like, he's using language that is dehumanizing through the process. It's kind of...
He's dehumanizing people by being an aw shucks kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's aw shucks, look at me. What do we even call the transgenders anyway? Like, I don't even understand.
Right.
Like, that's what we're getting.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's what this guy is.
And what is it now? The women, militant as ever, marching down the street naked, tits out, we're gonna kill your babies, and it's the future is female men, and you better stay home, and we're all hopped up on birth control. I'm the devil.
Wow, so you view birth control in the same way that I would view, like, a hardcore drug? Like, you get hopped up on it, and it, like, makes you high, and then you go out and do dumb stuff in the streets? That's how you think these things work? Oh, wait, right, he's Catholic, isn't he?
Here's what I noticed while I was kind of watching this, is that he's It seems like he's trying to be Bill Burr, except Bill Burr's like thought this stuff through when he actually makes commentary on it, and he tends not to be a bigoted shit when he does it.
Moreover, it seems that he gets his news straight from Tumblr or people who comment on Tumblr, because what he's describing seems to be like a really awkward caricature of what people think of from Tumblr users.
He's doing the same thing that has been done in the past for like a long time with like the whole Sargon world, is that they build a monolith out of the most extreme and then try and apply it to the entire left, you know. And that's something that's really odd that they do, and it's also consistent that they do.
Basically where they say, oh, look, feminists are like, and then they insert Big Red or Trigglypuff or
exactly.
any of those characters.
Yeah.
You know, and the blacks now. Shut up, honky, we want reparations, yo. You know, before it was, don't please, we just want to sit at the lunch table. Now it's, shut up, honky, we want reparations. This is our town, bitch.
So while there is a conversation to be had about reparations, and I will admit that that's a conversation that's still ongoing, the way that you're framing this is incredibly uncharitable. So if I can get, for just a second, in to explain why this is an uncharitable take, there are people alive today who lived through Jim Crow laws. Like, they are still alive, and they live in our country right now. So it is certainly not out of the question for a segment of the population to receive reparations for things that actually did make their quality of life atrocious, historically, but you seem to be ignoring that because you want to meme on the left really hard and trick the libs.
And what is it now with the homosexuals and the transsexuals? It's Brian Sims, and it's all these other people, right? And it's not just leave us alone. Now it's bake the effing cake. And we're basically going to go and dox you, and we're going to kill you. Hail Satan. That's what these people are saying.
He seems really upset about the cake thing.
Almost as if he owned the shop or something, but obviously he doesn't. If you guys want to hear my opinion on the cake thing, I have a whole video on that on my channel. You can go find it. It'll be in the description probably, maybe, if I remember.
So it's enough. The age of the white male must come back. The age of the Christian white male gotta come back, baby. Seems like we were the only ones who knew how to run the show, you know?
I just got done dealing with no bullshit, and you're really going to make me go into the Great Replacement crap again?
Look, you know, see, this was where I was like, oh, okay, I've seen this before. Because, like, you know, white supremacy, shit, fuck, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. Please delete this. I'm out.
Well, shit. I guess this stopped being a collaboration at now o'clock.
So here's what I mean. Like, the guy, this is what he's going to do, and he's going to do it throughout the fucking video, and this is what he does in a lot of his content, is he's building an armor of memery at this point. Do you see that happening?
I mean, it seemed to me like there was literally no content in anything that he just said, so yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's largely what's happening, yes, is that it's zero content, but saying things that are memery, satire bullshit that is designed to piss people off, and that's his strategy throughout a lot of this stuff. And it's repeated myself.
White Christian man steps away for 5 minutes. We come back, and what happens, right? We step away from our leadership role. We're not even gone yet. We're not even gone yet, right? But we say, okay, we're going to let you guys have a little bit more responsibilities for what, like 2 decades, and this is where we are. Okay, I think this experiment has gone on long enough. It is clearly a failure. It's time to go back to the way things were.
Well, at least we agree on one thing. There was at least one benefit of existing 2 decades ago, and that's that your channel didn't exist then.
So do you notice that he's using the same kind of identity politics that the right often criticizes the left for using?
Yeah, especially when the way he's framing the argument, this isn't the way I'm framing it, but the way he's framing the argument is that those different identities people were oppressed because of, and therefore they shouldn't be hiding behind them. However, he wants to hide behind his identity of, I guess, whiteness, and say that that's a reason why he should be allowed to oppress people. For some reason, I guess.
Right, it does seem like he's making an argument in favor of oppression here, just to, like, hey guys, we did it for a long time, and things were fine, apparently, according to him.
Maybe, right? So, that's Antifa. Just joking, by the way. It's all jokes. I love everybody. I'm down. I'm down with everything that's changed. I think this country's great.
So this is about when you took out the Bible, right?
Yes, because as soon as somebody hides behind the "it's just jokes" argument, I immediately wonder if I'm watching this person's channel or just Hunter Avalon all over again.
There's not much of a difference, in fairness. I think that we're looking at the same cloth.
The only difference is that Hunter's no longer a theist, but this guy most certainly is.
He definitely is. And this goes back to what I was talking about with respect to that outer shell of memes, where it's protecting something, right?
Yes, we generally hear this when somebody says, "Oh no, it's all just jokes," as if jokes is now somehow a protected class of speech that means that it now can't be criticized by anybody, which I think is ludicrous. If I make a joke and it's in bad taste, I will get lambasted, and I'm okay with that. I would think that he needs to be as well. You can't just say a whole bunch of stuff, and then as soon as you've got your entire audience nodding their heads at it, immediately backpedal and go, "Oh, it was all jokes, everybody. It was all jokes. No, fine. I'm completely okay with everything in the world, even though I literally just said things that contradicted that like 10 seconds ago."
You know, that was all satire. If Google is watching this show, you know, if YouTube is watching this show, I love everybody. Everybody's fine.
And if you wanted evidence that it was a backpedal because he was worried about optics, there you are.
That dog whistle hurt my ears, dude.
Everybody's equally competent. You know what? The white man had their chance. Things like order, things like the traditional family, morality, that's old school. That's anachronistic. It's 2019, okay? Being Christian just isn't moral. You know what is moral? Getting paused up at the club. You know what is moral? Aborting children. That's what's really moral. Okay, I don't know if I could save myself anymore. It's impossible. We're coming up to a point where you can't be an authentic conservative.
Oh, you can. You'll just be eviscerated for being wrong. Like, it's really awkward that facts seem to have a left-leaning bias.
Here's the thing, is that he's doing this, like, I can't do this anymore kind of thing, and he's going way more extreme than Rush Limbaugh ever did.
Not to mention, I don't really see many people saying that abortion is the moral choice. Many people are willing to acquiesce that it may not be the most moral choice, but it doesn't matter if it's moral or not. It's kind of a necessary thing in the current environment. Though depending on circumstances, there can definitely be situations where the most moral choice is the abortion.
Are we going to respond to the pause thing, or are we just going to let that meme lie there?
Well, I really don't think we have to go into it terribly much, because he's just doing the same thing he did earlier, where he's taking a fringe culture, like pause culture in clubs, and he's using that to paint the left as a monolith that all seem to subscribe to this idea.
You know what? If being a campus conservative is a thought crime, lock me away. I know, finally I have to become who I am. It's not jokes anymore. You know what? We are serious. If being a Latino campus conservative is a crime, then lock me away. But if not, then the show must go on.
So, you've done something that even Jordan Peterson couldn't manage to do. Instead of just backpedaling on a comment, now you've managed to backpedal on your backpedal. To explain the joke just really quickly so that it's no longer funny, he did the backpedal originally when he said that it was just jokes and it was all satire, and then he just now said that it's not jokes. He literally backpedaled on his backpedal. We've come full circle, and I don't know how that makes me feel.
Billy says, I got a haircut the other day, and the place I go to hired a flamboyant gay dude, lisp, and acrylic nails that he had to stop and take off mid-haircut. Did an okay job, but still, SMH, I felt gross after. Yeah, hard disavow for that. That's unfortunate.
Hey, Suris, I think we hit another meme.
Yes, actually, okay, so for those who aren't aware, let me go ahead and get into what disavow means, because apparently I'm going to have to unpack every freaking dog whistle this person says, which is just absolutely wonderful.
But Suris, you said disavow.
Yes, and that's actually the dog whistle. I've been seeing this a few times around, but it seems to me that whenever one right-winger says something really contentious in public, and the other one says, I disavow, which normally would be to deny responsibility for that or any affiliation with it, it also seems to usually be something that the two agree on. They just can't agree on it in public.
I disavow.
And I wouldn't get my hair cut by somebody like that. I can't get my hair cut by women, let alone some flamboyant homosexual.
Or he's just an idiot that doesn't know how to properly use the dog whistle and just immediately agreed with the point right after disavowing it. So you've got the consistency of no bullshit. We're already in familiar territory.
I disavow.
To me, what really is jumping the shark to me is the makeup and the nails. You know, I feel like with these people are starting to realize why they were oppressed. Honestly, people are starting to realize, oh, that's why we treated them so badly. Because it started out like, I'm a little bit different, but I'm just like you, but a little bit like I have fashion sense, you know? That's what it was portrayed as on television. And then here we are 10 years later, and they're just like, and it's like, what is wrong with you? You're a crazy person. You're not like me, but you're just like guys. You're like me, but you have a mental disorder. You're a mental insane person. You should be locked up. You're crazy. There's something wrong with you.
I think we've entered NIFB territory, Suris.
No, we're not in NIFB territory. The NIFB hate Catholics.
Hot take from Suris.
Why are you in my house?
I don't know.
Anywho, you do at least have a point that this is the same mentality of people in the NIFB, in where they can persecute people because they feel like they are justified in doing so. But remember, earlier he said it was all jokes. There's definitely just a joke that
he said it was serious.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did backpedal his backpedal.
He backpedaled. There's a lot of backpedal. Well, yeah. Anyway, yep.
But you know, he literally thinks that being gay is a mental disorder, and this manifests by wearing acrylics.
Yeah, that's where he's at.
The year is 2019, right? We are living in current year?
It is the current year.
This is the darkest timeline.
You know, because it started out like, I just want to kiss the other gender, or the same gender. And now they're like, now we're all drag queens now. We're all drag queens, and we're all pedophiles, and we're all giving each other AIDS, and I'm whipping my partner in the middle of the street, and I'm wearing leather now. Ugh, you know, it's like, what happened?
Well, what happened is you've just laid out all of your fantasies on the table and constructed an elaborate straw man in the same motion. That's cute.
And here we go again with taking the extreme, turning it into a monolith and applying it to the entire movement.
And not just the extreme, but also taking the most harmful aspects, like trying to paint all gay people as predators who are trying to infest the world with the AIDS.
Right.
How long did that take? 15 years? It took 15 years to go from Ellen DeGeneres and, you know, who are some of the other high-profile ones? I guess I'm like the same gender. To whatever is going on now. So yeah, like the acrylic nails. That's where I draw the line. I'm like, you know what? Like I have friends who are homosexual. Okay, and it's like it seems there's a lot of them in the conservative movement. Strangely.
Yes, right-wing conservatism does typically have a tendency of shooting itself in the foot. This isn't really new. On the right, you seem to have the issue where people will shoot themselves in the foot when enacting policy, and then on the left you have the issue of people cannibalizing themselves when they want to stand on moral high grounds.
And it's like, whatever, you know, I don't approve, but I guess I'm tolerant. We're Christian, right? So everybody's a sinner, all that kind of thing, whatever. But it's like these people, they just push. They're like every other group in this country that we're getting red-pilled about. They get an inch and they take 6 million miles and they push and they push and they push. And it's like, okay, we have had enough now, all right? It's enough.
Here it is. I think that we've broken through the shell of memes and we've gotten to what his actual argument is. He just doesn't like things changing.
Change bad. Hide the gay.
It was one thing when you just want to do your... And that goes with everybody, frankly. It goes with all these different groups. And it's like I was saying the other week. With women, with minorities, with immigrants. You know, it's with women. We just want to work. We just want the vote. All this. And now it's, I'm just going to stab my uterus. I can't get an abortion from a doctor. Joke's on you. I'll just start stabbing myself.
Yeah, it's almost like when slavery was legal, we had underground railroads that people used to escape slavery. Much like if you tried to make abortion illegal, people are going to find workarounds for that. This is normally what happens in a society when you try to oppress people. They don't tend to like it very much, and they find workarounds because they're creative.
You know, I mean, I guess that's basically what's happening. And with the immigrants, you know, it started out, oh, please, sir. I can't do it. I can't even do a Hispanic. Was that an Hispanic accent? I can't even do one. But they'll be like, please, I just want a job. I just want to, what a bad attempt. I just want work in America. I just want to live in a stable democracy. And now these people are like, hey, Holmes, I can only do an accent like that. Hey, Holmes, you're in the wrong neighborhood now. I kind of lost it there. But you get the picture.
Yeah, the picture is that you're trying to say that illegal immigrants or immigrants in general are responsible for more crimes than white people, which statistics don't actually bear out. Go figure.
Everybody, they get an inch, they take a mile. We got to shut it down, fellas. Time to shut it down.
And wait, so he wants to shut it down. What exactly is his proposition for shutting it down? It seems like he wants to walk back on women's rights and just like cut the vote.
You know, oy vey. Well, what would be the European expression? Oh my gosh, shut it down. You know, that's what we're saying in 2019.
Dude, this is why you get called a fucking Nazi.
For those who didn't catch the oh-so-subtle dog whistle there, making fun of the Jewish expression oy vey as an exclamation is usually used as an incitement to conversation about what we call the JQ, or the Jewish question, which usually leads into a long, drawn-out conversation about whether or not Jews are somehow puppeteering the entire world. And if the concept sounds stupid and conspiratorial, that's because it is. We don't really give white supremacists checkpoints for being smart.
So, a little bit of a tangent there, going off a little bit, but that's just the general sentiment. It's just like people just don't know how to act. White people know how to act, generally speaking. They're like, here's the line. We respect it. We don't need a law. We don't need the culture to tell us. There's a line. Okay, for the most part, and that's getting worse. But that was always the case. Here's a line. We are going to act reasonably. We are going to act in a civilized manner.
So the not-so-subtle implication here seems to be that there is something intrinsic about whiteness that makes one more civilized, which would then imply that anything that does not contain whiteness would be, what, a savage?
I don't know, man. Usually white supremacy is a little bit more subtle than this, but, this is where we're at.
All these other people, it's like, if you're not actively saying, like, please behave, please act like a normal person, it's like all hell breaks loose. Hey! Please behave. Please be responsible. Have a little integrity. Be an orderly member of society. And they're like, hey, please stop. You're oppressing me, whatever. All right, we'll stop. And then before you even have a chance to put your hands up, they're like slashing your throat,
No, I don't know. I also don't know what we would consider a normal person, nor do I understand the implications behind holding a gun at somebody and then asking them to be a, quote, normal person.
So I think he's just using the finger guns here to double down on that point that non-whites are savages.
And just to reinforce the fact that he thinks that people who are not white are savages, he immediately goes to the take that if you stop holding them at gunpoint for them to be accountable, they'll slit your throat.
So, Suris, what'd you think about Nick Fuentes?
I honestly regret every decision I've made in my life that has led up to this point, including this one. And if I do any more takedowns on this particular individual, I feel like I will regret all of those decisions moving forward.
I think he's perfect for you, Suris. I really do.
But Ocean, he's scared of the gay. But that said, since you are in my house, we may as well go ahead and see if we can't throw some subscribers your way. So where can people find you?
I don't know where to find me. I'm actually quite lost, but if you want to find my channel, it's probably linked in the description somewhere.
Okay, you may be lost, but you can go ahead and get lost. Like seriously, just get out of my house. Please.
All right, cool. I'm gonna fuck right off.